What's up everybody, this is Army Boy here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on Gotham City Impostors, developed by Monolith Games and some other people as well. So anyway, this is a very interesting game that pairs the vigilantes' bats against the villains, which are the Jokers. So quite an interesting concept. It's completely free on Steam at the moment. There are DLC aspects that you can buy through Steam, but I really think that that's worth doing in any free-to-play. Now, I want to make a mention that this game has a lot of aspects that normally I wouldn't like in a first-person shooter. For instance, character customization, leveling, etc, etc. But this game is a very casual shooter and uses those aspects quite well. There are indeed 4 game modes on this game, including a training mission, which I recommend that you play because it does explain a lot about the movement and different aspects of the game, which does help quite a lot. However, out of the 4 game modes, only one is ever played, which is Team Deathmatch. So that's going to be the one that I'm playing in this review. Now, the leveling system in this game should also work towards the matchmaking. However, that doesn't work because that never works in any game that has a matchmaking system based around leveling. Because I have a screenshot somewhere where I was paired with a level 1000 when I was something like level 3, but I'll sure to bring that up as proof that it does not work. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because the game functions quite well, and you can easily kill a level 1000 if you're level 1 anyway, so it's not really an issue that big. Now, this game has a lot to do with customization, as I previously mentioned. Pretty much everything is customizable. Primary loadouts, characters, the different gadgets and items that you can use, all can be changed, including your calling card, which is an interesting concept, kind of like an ID card or a profile picture. The ID badge is something that flags up every time you kill an enemy. The leveling system is pretty self-explanatory. As you level up, you'll unlock new weapons for your loadouts, new character designs, models, different things like that. Each loadout you can edit too, I believe. You may unlock more at later levels. Has a primary weapon, secondary weapon, support item and a gadget. Now, the custom weapons are pretty self-explanatory. The support items ranges from things such as body armor to bombs, etc. Let's have a look here. Support item. You got bombs, you got boomerangs, you got axes, pretty much anything you can throw or deploy, and also body armor as well, and some perk drink apparently. Alongside that, you got your gadget. These range from roller skates, grapples, the gliding rig, which is something that I use quite often. I'll explain that more in a minute. Spring boots, inflatable insoles, targeting goggles, ninja smoke bombs, and a jetpack, which is pretty nifty. You unlock every time you level, or occasionally when you level, you'll get a key which allows you to unlock one item of your choice. It can pretty much be any item. Other than that, you can buy them with the in-game money, but it doesn't really seem worth it if you're going to unlock it at some point anyway when you level up. Costumes are fully customizable as well. You can edit the logos, different hats, capes, torsos, hands, legs and feet, pretty much the entire body. That works on both teams as well, so you can have a different looking bat and a different looking Joker if you so want. Calling cards are an interesting thing in this game. I believe Call of Duty has a similar aspect. Calling cards are pretty much what will flag up on your enemy screen when you kill them as a kind of, I don't know, insult, I should guess, to injury. You can get some pretty sweet designs, backgrounds, symbols, and you can even have a little motto or saying, or as it's known on here, catchphrase at the bottom. Those you can unlock literally tons and tons of those, which is pretty sweet. The general gameplay operates just like any regular first-person shooter. You have your customizable loadouts and your preset ones as well, which are dependent on your play skill really, but there's plenty to choose from, so just go ahead and play around with those. Most of the time though, you will be playing your customizable one, as that will have your desired loadout, shall we say. I tend to play with a heavy machine gun, as it's the only weapon I've brought so far. But there are other things you can get: assault rifles, rocket launchers, shotguns. You can even play some close range classes using katanas, baseball bats, and other things like that. So there's quite a variety overall. You don't just have to stick to one thing or the other. Points are scored on each kill that you get. Obviously, the better kill you get, the higher the points you'll earn for each kill. Kind of like how Call of Duty and other games like that work. All of the maps in the game are quite well stylized. They tend to stick to the Batman Gotham City theme. Good graphics on all the maps, fun to play and quite well balanced. Graphics and textures are indeed quite appealing throughout. There's quite a lot going on in the maps as well. Depending on what gadgets you'll use, then you'll utilise different items located around the maps. For example, I'm using the gliding rig, so I'm tending to utilise the updrafts coming from the vents and the trampolines to get me higher up in the air, so that it's more effective. There's also health stations and ammo stations dotted around, so there's quite a lot going on in the maps and they're very fun to play. Also, nearly anywhere on the maps is grappleable too, if that's a real word. You can grapple to almost any point on the map, which does add a little bit of overpoweredness in terms of roofing, but it's only to specific areas that you can actually hang on to. So say this wall here, I couldn't grapple onto that and hang on it while shooting. I'd have to find a ledge or a balcony dotted around somewhere else. Maps range in size. This one I'm playing on at the moment is actually quite big. There's a street map and a circus map as well. Two problems that I want to make a mention of in this game, which are indeed glaring problems, and to be honest, they're the only real trouble I've ever had with this game. Number one, these servers suck. They are terrible, unfortunately. Obviously this game hasn't got its servers quite sorted out yet, but you will spend more time getting dropped from servers than you will actually playing on them. It lasts for about half an hour or so, maybe 15 minutes if you're not unlucky, but eventually the ping rate on the server will skyrocket, everybody will start lagging and the game will become completely unplayable. And you have no option but to exit out and try and find another game. However, due to the matchmaking, you're always going to end up rejoining the same game that you've just left. So it's a bit of an issue, but I do feel it's fixable if they just sorted out their servers a little bit. The only other problem I seem to be having with this game is a respawning glitch, which occurs more frequently than I would like. Occasionally when I do get killed, I'm unable to respawn for some unknown reason. I really cannot explain why this happens, but it does happen quite frequently. Pretty much the button command to respawn is F. Whether it's default or not, I can't remember if I've changed it, but occasionally it simply doesn't work. It just doesn't let you respawn. And you have no choice but to either sit there and wait for the game to end before rejoining in a different match, or quitting out the game and trying to find a different one. It's a really big problem. Something as well that's easily fixable along with the servers. Not a difficult thing to repair. Could quite simply do it. It's just a bit of an annoyance. However, it doesn't really put a downer on the game too much for me, as the rest of it's pretty good. That's, to be honest, the only big problem I have. As an overall rating for this game, I believe I would give it a strong 7 out of 10. As a free-to-play, it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of customizable things going on in this game. The gameplay is quite fun. It's a fun casual shooter that you can just sit down and enjoy whenever you feel like it. without too much hassle, apart from maybe the servers dropping every now and then, and the respawn glitch, which I appear to get every now and then. I have posted on a forum about that, and somebody else was having a similar problem. Again, I hope that gets fixed. If they, you know, that's the only thing that really puts it down. If it didn't have those two problems, the servers and the respawning, this would be more of an 8 or a 9 out of 10 game. As a casual shooter, it's fun. I would never say that it was competitive as such, merely because of the nature of the leveling and the general overpoweredness that you can become through that leveling. But I believe it's safe to say that this game is pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. Even if you're just messing around on it, it's still quite a good game. I'd recommend it to everyone, especially as it's a free to play. It does also, something I forgot to mention, have a heck lot of achievements. I believe there is over 400 odd achievements in this game, 412 to be exact. So that's pretty awesome. Team Fortress 2, I believe, has a similar amount to that now. So there's lots of rooms for earning achievements and playing this game for quite a long period of time. So as a general roundup, I would definitely recommend Gotham City Impostors to anyone that's played first person shooters before, just to try it out, maybe see if it's your thing, if you're into casual and fun first person shooters. Alright, I'm Army Boy. I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to share this video and subscribe. Cheers for watching. Thanks, bye.